You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it. The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together.
Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wolldog, sitting with my buddy, Kev Huggin Duggan.
Hi, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, but let's not forget Kyle the Coach Duggan. Hey there, Big Daddy.
This is what we got today, guys. Well, we should tell them why you're extra bedhead. Coach Kyle just had something special happen, right?
Yeah, Wednesday morning, our fourth little baby boy was born,
Yes.
I'm an uncle again. Woo!
Yeah, my dad now has this full 11-man football team.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's
11
go.
grandsons, check, all healthy, doing great. So,
Good.
we're just over. We're in the trenches right now, boys. Mom, we do our best to let mom just sit in bed. My wife's an absolute champ, and she had a home birth again. This is Kevin's wife, my wife. They're baby making
Machines.
Dude, they're just so. It's so incredible.
Charger fan factories just cranking them out.
Like, we don't have to leave home. We're ready for the Chiefs game. Tossing on the TV.
Wow.
But yeah, so she had a home birth, and so she's been in bed, and we don't let her come downstairs for like 2 weeks. So that means Kyle's on duty.
You're
with
on dad mode. And I love that you're wearing like your kids' headphones right now. It really completes the ensemble.
There was no extra time, no green screen today, no Bluetooth headphones, no hat. They're screaming in the background. This is all you got, guys. I don't know how long I'll be on here, so here we go.
Well, let's
rock and
power
roll
through this, baby. There's lots to talk about going into this Chiefs game. We've got a Craig experience and a Bolt beat lined up, but let's waste no time. Let's start at the top here. Dan Popper tweeting out news. Chargers have opened the 21-day activation window for both Jalen Guyton and Tito Abonia, both in individual drills today.
Dude, I saw pictures posted of Jalen. He's looking good.
I didn't see pictures.
I don't know. It was just like on a random, like, I think Charger Pulse or something posted, like just him in his practice uniform, like out there. I forgot. I think it's been so long since that guy's played football.
Yeah.
But he's kind of a big deal. He's kind of Ron Burgundy.
He is. He is.
Well, it's been a year. I mean, we lost him, week 3 last year? So it's been over a year at this point.
And it's kind of crazy. I never understood this 21-day activation because he's like 100% ready to go, like practicing. It goes from like 0 to 100. You know what I mean?
I know. Why don't they give him a week to like open the 21-day window last week? I guess you want to do it as far as you can. So just in case something happens.
Just in case.
But yeah, I mean, what if he plays Sunday?
That'd be, oh my God.
I mean, it would.
Bomb time. Go downtown.
Because Chris Ream tweeted out, Chargers talked to wide receiver Jalen Guyton, who said he feels 100%. But the biggest hurdle right now is getting accustomed to being in the offense and hearing plays. So last time Jalen Guyton was out there on the field, we had a different offensive coordinator. So the Chargers opened the 21-day window for the return of Guyton, who has been on IR. He was limited in practice.
So if I'm Justin, I'm in the huddle. Play. Up. Go. Just on when the ball snapped, up and go.
I mean, what is his route tree? He's got like 3 deep routes to learn.
Vertical.
In this whole thing.
Your route tree is vertical.
I feel but that makes sense. The 21-day window allows him to get out in practice, hearing the plays, getting used to it. Not always just health stuff. So
it'll be interesting to see if it's like Keelan Doss, because that's who they activated last week, or if they're like, you know what, let's dice it. You know what I mean? You know, because Keelan Doston wasn't playing very much. So would you want 3 plays from Keelan Doss or 3 plays from Jalen Guyton?
Right.
I'll give me some
Guyton all day long, baby.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, from ESPN.com, here's this little tasty tidbit. Chargers are currently the only NFL team with a positive point differential, but a losing record. So +3 on the point differential, but we still have a losing record.
It's insanity.
You can look at this negatively or positively. I look at this as a positive. Like we shouldn't be here. Like just these little games. So there's no reason why this can't get flipped around. You know what I mean? Like we're in absolutely every single game, and we have a positive point differential. So
yeah, every game,
every
loss has been either 3 or 2 points this season.
That's it. Yeah,
that's it. So we're always in these games. It can always go our way eventually, and pretty soon they will be. The kids agree. The kids,
they're on board.
Plus 3 point differential.
He was saying, "Don't do that." I agree. Don't do those 3-point games anymore.
Let's go.
All right. Well, and over at NFL Films or NFL.com, they put out their game preview picks, and it's a lot of red. There's a lot of people saying the Chiefs are going to take this. We got one though. We got A Rank who says we're going to
Adam Rank. You're my guy.
24-21. So,
but the thing is, all these score predictions are all like 3 points.
3 points.
It's all like
one is an overtime game.
Yeah,
so it's like they know, everyone knows it's going to be a tight game. If you're a neutral, like outside looking in, you don't follow the Chargers every day. You're not like, you're going to pick the Chiefs. I mean,
it's
they're
obvious.
5-1. They're the defending Super Bowl champions.
Sure.
They have spanked us pretty frequently here in the last 5-6 years. So that makes sense as a pick. But everyone putting it as a 3-point game tells you what this game's going to be like on Sunday.
That it could still go either way.
Yeah,
absolutely. And it will. It's going to go that way because we're going to be at the game. And
that's right, baby.
I'm going to walk out of there victorious. Okay.
Would you rather see a last second Dicker field goal to win it, or we have a 2-point lead, they get the ball, and we shut them down, get a pick, stop them on 4th down type of thing?
Shut them down, because right in front of us there'll be hope, and then they can turn back and look at us, and then the hope is gone.
I know. I feel like a defensive stop to end it would feel better than a last second field goal.
That's how we've won our 2 games. Why not? Why stop now?
Yeah. We know Dicker can win a game. We need to see the defense come up and make a big stop to put the game away. That would
Derwin pick. A Derwin pick.
That would be some good redemption.
Hell yeah. Bring it back. Everyone's on his ass this week. Like even Matt Money Smith and those guys are on his ass this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go. He's still him. We just got to get it done.
Yeah. Just tighten it up.
He's him.
He is him. And then looking over at practice, we got a couple of quotes. Herbert, on some of his missed throws, said, "I'm worried about throws from 4 or 5 years ago, unfortunately." That's part of the position of quarterback. I felt horrible for Keenan to be able to run 2 routes like that. To miss him, it's tough. But I know if I get that throw again, then I'm going to make that throw. I hope he believes that too.
I believe it.
Who doesn't believe that?
Yeah.
Like he missed 2 throws.
I don't know if you watched Derek Carr last night.
Jesus.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that miss a lot of throws.
He's missed there's like 2 missed throws this season. It just so happens they're in the same game, but he's 2 missed throws. Come on.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, "Oh man, Justin's really holding us back." Like, what are you talking about?
Gotta let him go.
You need perspective. You gotta have perspective on that.
God, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
And then Brandon Staley on Justin Herbert said, "I just expect for him to bounce back and play his game. He doesn't need to do anything more than that. Justin just needs to keep being the player that he is and not doing anything more than that, and just playing his type of ball and leading us, impacting us like he always does. We know he's going to bounce back. It's going to start on the practice field. He pours in all the right work, and excited to see him back on the practice field. I know he'll respond in the right way."
Yeah. He might have his best game of the season this week. And somebody posted something where it was like, since he hurt his hand, his QBR or his, rating went to like 70. And then it was 80 last week, because it's been in the 90s, hundreds the whole time.
Right.
70, 80 last week. We're going to jump up to like 100, 105, 106 this week. 4 touchdowns. We need 4 tutties to beat the Chiefs. Justin with 4 tutties beats the Chiefs.
That would be, come on. It can happen.
It will. No, not it can. It's going to, guys.
I keep forgetting that you guys are going to be there.
Yeah.
In a box full of Chiefs fans. It's going to be
They're
awesome.
all very kind, though. It's better to be in a box full of Chiefs fans than down in the dirty sewers of that stadium with Chiefs fans.
It's true. I'm going to try and sneak in as many Chargers fans into that box as possible until it is about to pop with Charger fans. So only time will tell.
And then Derwin James on Travis Kelce said, I would say his ability to get open. He's always finding his way to get open, yards after the catch, and he's one of the best at doing that. I just have to be ready, and we got to be ready. Yeah. Kelce just is one of those players that you just find him like he's wandering around the field like he just kind of stumbled on there and makes a catch and runs it for an extra 20 yards. Like, I don't know how this guy keeps finding ways to get open, but it's insane. It needs to be stopped. It has to be stopped.
I think if we can stop,
guy to do it.
I think if Kelce, we can stop him, we can win this game, man. He's been our kryptonite. Every time we have a close game, he'll do something at the end of the game where we're playing some crazy deep coverage and just beats everyone.
Yeah.
So I think if Derwin can shut him down, we're going to be okay. Let's get another suplex or, the iron claw, whatever wrestling term you want. Let's just slam him into his face into the ground, and then look up at Tay, be like, "This your boy? This your boy, Tay?"
Give her a wink.
Yeah.
Call me.
Yeah.
Looking over at the injury report. Hefty injury report, because we've got a couple players on here like Keenan Allen took a rest day, understandable. Joey Bosa still got that toe on there, limited practices,
but at least he's limited all week. He hadn't been practicing at all the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, he was just straight up DNPs
out.
Will Clapp showed up. We saw him get a little injured in that last game, but he's doing full practice.
He's fine. He's a backup center. They can't get hurt.
No, they're unbreakable.
Yeah.
Shoot him with a gun. He'll be fine.
That's right.
Alohi Gilman didn't practice Wednesday, but got limited on Thursday. So that's a good sign.
It'd be nice to have Alohi back, especially after the new guy we just picked up got hurt like his first practice. I don't know if you saw that.
That's
Holy crap.
Jalen Hawkins initially got
a
practice
illness
Wednesday. I know it says illness with a limited practice Thursday, but all reports said that they had to get a card out to card him off.
So he went out there sick and then got hurt?
Maybe.
Or his knee caught a cold or something. His ankle got sick.
Cold that's been going around.
But it says he's limited.
Yeah,
I think he was limited.
I don't know if that means
he was limited when he got hurt.
While he got hurt. Yeah,
that's
Thursday
right.
he got hurt. Yeah.
He got hurt yesterday.
So
he's like, I got snuffles. I got some sniffles, but I'm going to go out there and try. And then he blows up his knee or something.
Bring the cart.
Yeah.
Like, who is this guy requesting the cart?
I need some Kleenex.
I'm going to need to see some ID.
Yeah.
For those that didn't hear, Jalen Hawkins, we picked him up from the Falcons to come in and play as safety, and then got injured on Thursday. So we'll see what that ends up being. Herbert's still on the list with the left finger, but getting full practices in. Derwin James showing up on the injury report. Wasn't on the report on Wednesday, but showed up on Thursday with an ankle injury of some kind. Hopefully nothing too serious. Sebastian Joseph Day dealing with the knee injury, I'm sure, from whatever it was he sustained against the game on Monday night, getting limited practices in. All right, I've heard Deion Leonard, I've heard Deanie Leonard, and most recently Brandon Staley referring to him as Dean. I'm going to go with the coach and say his name is Dean.
Why don't we just call him D Leonard? Just the first initial. Yeah, let's just call him D Leonard.
Didn't get any practices in, dealing with
Mr. Leonard.
Injury. Mr. Leonard.
Yeah. Mr. Leonard. Professor
Honorable Leonard.
Yeah.
Ogbong Bamiga got a groin injury, limited practice Wednesday, didn't practice Thursday. That's concerning. As we talked about, Tito Abonia getting limited practice in. Donald Parham still got the wrist injury, but getting full practices in, and Rashawn Slater with the ankle injury still getting full practices in. So a lot of players on that list. And for the Chiefs, they've got a medium-sized list, but there's a lot. Everybody's basically full practice except for Justin Watson, the wide receiver, who isn't practicing with an elbow injury.
Well, they just had a mini bye, so good for them. They got healthy and got a free
bye. The bye did not help us.
No.
But
so maybe
they'll be rusty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got Nick Bolton, Brian Cook, George Karlaftis, Travis Kelce, Charles Omenihu, L'Jarius Sneed, Kadarius Toney, and Tommy Townsend, all on the report, but all getting full practice.
Man, they pick up some fun name people. You think that's how they draft? Like my wife.
That's a fun name.
Good name. I want him on my team.
Yeah. Let me put him. I'm drafting him.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that all pans out. As mentioned earlier, Chiefs are currently 5-1. Their only loss was the first week of the season against the Lions. But looking at some of these other games, I mean, they just barely beat the Jets 23-20.
They're not winning. There used to just be blowouts. Like their offense was humming. They're not really humming yet.
Yeah. Do we have any inside scoop from your buddies out there in Kansas City? What's the deal?
No, they don't know. They basically, when we talk to them, they just don't know what's going on with the offense. They're just really happy that their defense is playing well.
Yeah,
so,
dude. I listened to this a crossover. Locked On Chargers is a crossover every Thursday, and they talk to the Locked On Chiefs guy. They are so smug and full of themselves. It's insane. Like, I don't know, like zero humility whatsoever. He's like,
wow,
yeah, but like our offense is usually the best in the league, but that's okay because now our defense is the best in the league. So blah blah blah. And then
but
he
it's
was like
not.
he was doing like a recap of our game. And he's like, yeah, how do you let Micah Parsons beat you on the right side at the end of the game? Like, Micah Parsons beats everybody. What are you talking about, Comer?
Right, yeah.
No, I don't know. He was like usually those crossovers, they're like cordial. They're like, here's our strengths, here's your weaknesses. This guy was like talking crap. Like, I think the Chiefs are scared of us still. 2-3 record is not great, but I think that of all the people in our division, I think they're the most scared of us.
We're always giving them one possession games. It's always a battle. You know what I mean? It's just it is what it is. And we're always in games. That's just what it is. We don't always win them, but we're always in games.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's stay in it and win it this time. Let's have some good stuff happen for us.
Well, if you want some good stuff happening for you, you can go on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/ChargerChat. Go on over there. Check out all the funny videos that we've got. Putting content out every week, folks. And you can join for as little as $3. And you get access to all the content. Go check it out, patreon.com/ChargerChat. And if you don't want to go over there, that's totally fine. You can go on over to our regular website, chargerchat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we got over there, t-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. You can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in the member section and ask questions and Ask Bold Fam. So go check out chargerchat.com. If you ever thought, why the heck is my wireless bill so dang high, then let me tell you about Mint Mobile, who we're partnering with for today's episode. You might already know Mint Mobile if you've seen those funny ads from Ryan Reynolds, who's also an owner, but let me quickly tell you about how awesome their service is. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 a month, and you don't have to sacrifice any coverage, speed, or data. They're built on the nation's largest 5G network. They keep costs low because they sell direct to you online. They cut out all the retail stores and the salespeople and things like that. Why should you pay more than you have to for access to the same network? It's a good question. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code if you're interested in the best value in wireless. All Mint Mobile plans include unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus lightning fast 5G and free mobile hotspot. Mint also offers a modern family plan that lets you set up a super affordable family plan with as little as 2 lines. Now, I've used Mint Mobile, and I gotta say, everything that they've talked about as far as switching over being extremely easy is 100% true. It was a super easy process, and then once I was switched over, I honestly didn't notice a difference in my performance. You know, all the apps that I typically used, like Twitter and YouTube and things like that, ran exactly the same as they normally did on my previous carrier. Like I said, switching to Mint is super easy. Thanks to their digital eSIM cards, you can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your own home. And if your phone isn't eSIM compatible, that's totally fine. Mint Mobile will ship you a new SIM card for free. It only takes about 15 minutes to switch, and Mint Mobile has great customer service if you need help. And right now, as a special limited time offer, you can get their unlimited plan, which is normally $30 a month, for just $15 a month. That's a 50% savings off their already super low price. It only takes 15 minutes to pay as low as $15 a month for your phone plan. It really is that simple. Use our link mintmobile.com/chargerchat to get started, or click the link down in the description or scan our QR code. It really helps out the channel. And if you've already made the switch to Mint Mobile, let us know down in the comments. We'd love to hear about your experience with them. Thank you, Mint Mobile, for being our partner for this episode. Hey guys, we got to take a second to talk about something here at the Charger Chat podcast that we're really excited about, and that's Bolt's Bids. Bolt's Bids is available through the official Chargers website and the official Chargers app. On the app, scroll about halfway down until you see the Bolt's Bids banner. Say that 5 times fast, and you're going to find all kinds of Chargers memorabilia. Team-issued jerseys, helmets, game-used balls, player-worn gear. What else is there? Players sign gear and much, much more from both current and former players. So make sure to check out Bolt's Bids either on the app or the website to see all the amazing pieces they have that's updated regularly. And you're probably going to want to go there right now because Bolt's Bids has consistent giveaways. You just need to download the official Chargers app, scroll about halfway down until you see the Bolt's Bids banner, then click filters and select giveaways. And if you don't want to use the app, even though that's the easiest and most preferred method, you can also click the link in our description or go to chargers.com/boltsbids and then click filter, offer type, and choose raffle, then hit apply. Now you will want to make sure your account info is filled out and updated with your name, email address, card info, and mailing address because the winner will be auto-selected and notified via the email address they have on your account if you win. And the reason you need your card info in there is because you will have to pay for shipping, but that's an absolute steal for these giveaways. So make sure you go to the app or the link down in the description for your chance to enter. So be sure to go to Bolt's Bids for your Chargers memorabilia and bolt up. Yeah, dude. Bolt's Bids, folks. Go check it out. Chargers.com/boltsbids because, again, they have another amazing giveaway that's coming up here pretty quick. So you're going to definitely want to go over there and sign up because let's just show what an amazing giveaway they are giving away this week.
Check, please.
Oh,
check, please.
On.
I'll take one of those, please.
Who does not want a Keenan Allen signed frickin' football?
With the emblem on it, too. That's
the
what I'm all about.
Updated emblem. This isn't the old school Chargers logo. This is the new, the so fresh and so clean Chargers emblem on that football. So definitely, folks, go sign up. Chargers.com/boltsbids or the Chargers app. Scroll down there to the middle. You'll find Bolt's Bids. Sign up, dude. It's free.
Dude, and they also have, for like $26 right now, you can bid on Justin Herbert's game-worn pants.
For $26?
Starts at $26. This could be the most expensive auction of all time because it's his game-worn pants.
Game-worn pants?
Yeah.
Do you think I'll fit?
You're sure going to try.
I'm going to try.
Under that kilt.
Give it the old college effort. The old college try.
Oh, wait. Is the kilt coming to Kansas City?
I don't know that it brought us much luck this last game, so it might.
We are a very fickle superstition.
Is that how superstitions work? Once you lose, then you start a new one?
Dude, what if you go to Bolt's Bids, get Justin Herbert signed pants, like his game-worn pants, and wear those to the game?
Well,
grass stains and all.
Game. I don't know if we'll get it in time for this game, but definitely go check it out, folks. Sign up for these free giveaways. Come on. All right, folks. That means it's time for the next segment. You know them, you love them. It's the Craig Experience.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on in, man. Kick your feet up.
Oh.
Craig Experience.
Hello there.
Make yourself at home. Got some stuff to talk about, right? Moving on.
Okay. I get it. I'm a little annoyed too. Good news is, a lot of season left. So, hold on for dear life. The ride has just begun. And as Chargers fans, you already know this. So, CC gang, the biggest of salutes, and to the rest of the Boat fam, what is going on? You got Craig in Texas, and welcome to another edition. Oh, guys, I got a little bit of a sore throat. It's going to be hard for me to pull off the regulatory intro. So, TCE, you know what it is. My allergies are running amok. It's either like nasal congestion, I guess that weird blockage you get in your ears where like it feels like you're hearing in a tunnel. And there's like the dry cough. Or in this case today, I'm dealing with like my throat being on fire, but nothing a little Zyrtec won't help out. So I'm gonna go pop one of those in a minute and all will be well, hopefully. But anyway, don't want to get too far in depth about that Dallas game. It's been a few days. We're all still licking our wounds, and the Chiefs are now right around the corner. So gotta get ready for that. What am I doing here? Congrats to Mr. and Mrs. Coach on the new edition. Between yourself, me, and Kev, we could probably get all these boys together and try tryout for one of those newly assembled, soon-to-be Olympic flag football teams. A couple years. Gotta put these kids to work at some point. But again, congratulations to you guys. Babies are a blessing, and you, sir, know the drill. So I'm sure you'll be quite busy here for a bit. Anyways. But yeah, the Chiefs are coming up this week, and some key takeaways that, play a pretty significant part in the Chargers' abilities to potentially win this game are the run defense, which played very, very well. It's been something that's an Achilles heel, or has been, the last few years for the Chargers, and they looked like a completely new team against the run. Dallas Cowboys have a very formidable offensive line, and Chargers handled their business in that regard. So that will get you a long way. And in Arrowhead, we do know that Patrick Mahomes is the guy, and he's going to try to wing it around the field, but their passing game is not what it has been as we have come to know it. It's basically Travis Kelce and a bunch of dudes. Oh man, I just realized it's not just the Chiefs we're going to have to contend with, is it? It's the Swifties as well. I really can't wait for that to be over. I mean, I don't wish ill on anyone's relationship, but if they just so happen to not work out sometime soon, I can understand it. I mean, I'd get it. You got, football players traveling a lot, megastar, always on the road. Maybe it's just not meshing, and they decide to go their separate ways. I think we'd all be okay with that. But yeah, so having a solid run defense will help you, because the Chiefs have to mix it up a little bit more than what they may have been accustomed to in the past. One thing the Chargers are going to have to get together is their run game, because lo and behold, the Chiefs actually have a solid defense, like one of the best in the NFL for a change. What kind of upside down world are we living in? Forever it's been that they can score a bunch of points and you could score on them because the defense was porous, but that's not the case anymore. Now the offense is from week to week. The defense is pretty steady. And our old buddy Drew Tranquil is a part of that as a rotational linebacker. So a bit of a hello to an old friend, or not, I guess, depending on how you feel about Drew. But guys, I was really, really hoping for a win against Dallas, because you know how this Arrowhead stuff works. You know they're going to get favorable calls. Someone will sneeze on Mahomes, he'll complain to a ref, and then they'll throw a late flag for him. The Chargers will get a turnover that mysteriously gets overturned for some reason. Maybe multiple. It's just how it works. Guys will have to be ready to go out there and battle. Not just the Chiefs, but probably the refs too. So, just is what it is. And really hope Joey's ready to go this week. I think they will absolutely need him. It's been awesome having Thule be such a catalyst for the pass rush on the defense and assisting other guys and making plays. But man, having your full complement of edge rushers will probably come in handy this week. I mean, any week really, but particularly this week. And as far as the Chargers offensive line is concerned, they're going to have to find a way to shore things up, specifically on the interior, because there's a menace lurking on the Kansas City Chiefs defensive line on the interior that Will Clapp is going to have to deal with regularly. And I just don't know that I would want him having to go mano a mano with Chris Jones all game long. But hope he's up to the task. I know he was dealing with a little bit of an injury in the middle of the game against Dallas, so I think he was on the injury report this week. Hopefully it's nothing too major. But the game plan is going to have to be very good where the offensive line is concerned, just to kind of offset some of that interior pass rush that will inevitably be created. But again, my theory here about how the Chargers can be a little bit more effective, even if they can't get the running game going, is to utilize a bit more quick game, spread the Chiefs out, get the ball into your playmakers' hands, find a way to get both Darius Davis and Quentin Johnson manufactured touches, and let them do work after the catch. and that'll help slow down the pass rush. Maybe keep Justin Herbert a bit more clean, a little less frazzled, less pass rush that he has to worry about, and let your playmakers be playmakers. Gerald Everett would be nice if we can get him involved a bit more. Just there are multiple weapons that the Chargers can utilize. We just have to figure out a way to get them more touches and opportunities. So, Kellen, I'm sure you've been under the hood all week. I expect to see a little bit better offensive performance. And defense, if they just show up like they did in the run game again this week, that'll help a ton. Also, if we could maybe not run quarters on 3rd and 8+, but have your corners line up 2 yards behind the sticks. You can run quarters, that's fine. And even if you want to do it on 3rd down and just leave it up to your pass rush to get home, awesome. But at least show press off the line of scrimmage, and then your corners can bail out of it at the snap. Don't allow, solid 9 yards of cushion for wide receivers to work with, and then all they have to do is either run to the sticks and you're still 2 yards away before you can attack them and click and close to end the play, or give them that much opportunity to catch the ball and then head upfield or get outside and make guys miss for that extra yardage to convert in 1st down. But technique-wise, there are things that the Chargers can definitely fix. I hope that they will. And outside of that, just hope for a good game, man. The Chiefs are beatable, even though it is at Arrowhead. Chargers have to play their A game consistently for 4 full quarters. The last thing any of us want to see is another close game in the 4th quarter, because I'm telling you, it'll come down to just more than the Chargers having to make plays on the field. The refs will get involved. But that's it. I'm done talking about it. Just want to see it happen. Let's go get this W, and then we can talk about more positive things moving on to the future. The team will be 3-3. Outlook probably changes a little bit, and the next few games, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, are a bit more manageable. Of course, we don't want to count W's before we have them. This is the Chargers. That's never safe. But I feel okay, a little bit better about them. So again, W would be nice. But I appreciate you guys, as always, for joining me. You know who it is, Mr. TOP_FLYT3 over on Twitter. Mr. Bowl Gang, or Do Not Bang, of course. And you can catch me for sure over on the Lightning Round podcast. Definitely come check us out over there. But until then, let's go beat these Chiefs so I can have something to tease my best friend about for at least a week. Make me feel a lot better about what happened on Monday, or at least get over it. But again, till next time, y'all take it easy, and okay, love you, bye. Oh, wait a minute, how did I forget this? Fellas, you guys are going to the game, right? If you see the dude who sparked his taser at me last year, let him know, count his days. I didn't forget. I might miss this year, but I'll be back. Okay, thanks.
Well, Craig, believe me, we are on the look. I didn't see the guy, so I'm reliant on
eyes peeled for Taser Boy. I'm looking out for Taser Bitch Boy for sure.
Yeah, I mean, these are all good points, man. As far as like going against this team, I would love to see some more of those quick passes. Get it to our speedy guys. We got some speedy guys that can really run it down the field, like Quentin Johnston. And
we just got, you know what's weird? Like, as I watch watch other games, like last night I was watching the Jags Saints, and I feel like we don't throw hitches. We just don't do it. Like, we don't find, maybe teams are not running zone against us. It's all man, but we like never just sit down in like find a gap in a zone, sit down in a hitch and get 6-7 yards. Like, that's not a part of our offense. It's like either we're throwing behind the line of scrimmage or some kind of a deep ball that takes a really long time. I'd love to see that intermediate middle of the field passing game get going, because I think that's where Quentin Johnston's really going to thrive. Like, all the highlights you watch from college, he's catching like a 12-10 comeback and then sprinting around a guy in open field,
Yeah.
So I just think that we need to hit that middle intermediate level passing game this week. obviously you got to do everything, but I think that needs to be a little bit more of a part of the game. And obviously you have to run the ball. Like you can't run the ball the way that we have the last 4 weeks. It can't happen.
Needs to get better, 100%. But yeah, I mean, God, I'm already preparing myself to be like, oh, we got a turnover. Oh, they overturned it because
I know. That's good. It's good sideline. It's good to mentally prepare yourself because it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to get screwed somewhere. As long as we can get, overcome those, we'll be okay.
Yeah. Craig, thank you for another awesome Craig experience.
Yes, thanks, Craig.
Love it. And now it's time to go on to the next segment. It's our old buddy Jason Reed at the Bolt Beat.
We did it together. That was cute.
Welcome back to another edition of The Bolt Beat. As always, I'm your host, the acting editor over at boltbeat.com, Jason Reed. You can check out all of our work at boltbeat.com. Follow me on Twitter at @EatYourReedies or follow us over on Twitter on boltbeat at @BB_Chargers. It's been a while. And look, I take full responsibility for what's happened the last 2 weeks. Look, there was a bye week, so the Bolt Beat was taking its bye week as well. That's just how it happens. We go with the NFL schedule. And then someone may have gotten extended bye, kind of forgot about the Chargers a little bit because they were on Monday, and it threw off my whole weekly schedule, also covering the Lakers and the Dodgers choking in the playoffs, and may or may not have forgot to do a Bolt Beat for last week. But, it was an extended bye, and it's my fault because we had something special going here on the Bolt Beat. Chargers had back-to-back wins in back-to-back weeks when I picked against them just to reverse jinx ourselves into a win. I didn't get the chance to do that, and what happened? The Chargers lost the game. So hand up, totally on me. No one else is to blame. Don't blame Brandon Staley. Don't blame Justin Herbert. And certainly don't blame Quentin Johnston. Before I get into my picks, I want to talk about Johnston because there's been a lot of discourse around this guy after doing nothing, to lack of a better word, for the Chargers in the primetime game against the Dallas Cowboys. Look, it doesn't look good. I get it. I'm someone who wanted Zay Flowers. I did. I even thought I wanted Zay Flowers, and I thought they were going to take Jordan Addison because of his ties to the coaching staff. So what did they do? They took the biggest boomer bust receiver in the entire draft with Quentin Johnston, and so far he's looking like a bust. Some things, some notes. Number one, he was never supposed to have this big of a role in his first season with the Chargers. I wrote about it before the season even started. This was very much a long-term selection for the Bolts. Quentin Johnston was picked in the first round. That way he could step into a wide receiver 2 role or maybe even a wide receiver 3 if Palmer kept developing next season, because based on the contract restructures, it was more than likely that at least one of the two of Mike Williams and Keenan Allen was going to get cut for cap savings. With Mike Williams suffering a torn ACL and Keenan playing out of his mind, I think it's safe to assume that Mike is going to get cut. He will no longer be on the team, and Quentin was supposed to take a step up. So he was never supposed to have this big of a role in year one, which could explain why the coaching staff has kind of struggled with him. Number two is what I just alluded to. The coaching staff struggled with him. This is a 6'4" receiver who you would think would be a jump ball receiver, but he's not. You should treat him like he's a 5'10" guy, yak option, get him the ball early, let him make defenders miss, and go from there. The Chargers are misusing Quentin Johnston, and it shows, and that's going to be a recipe for disaster. Number three, it's early. He's 5 games in. I'm not going to sit here and say that he is a better option than Zay Flowers. This is what kind of gets lost in translation on Twitter. Such a great place Twitter is. There's totally no toxicity. But, if you say something like, Quentin Johnston isn't a bust yet, the response is like, well, Zay Flowers, well, Jordan Addison, well, this, well, that. It's too early to call him a bust. 5 weeks into his NFL career. You could say his play so far has been bust-worthy, but he's still only 5 weeks in. He could develop. Year 2, year 3 could be great. The problem is the Chargers need him now. And that was the problem with the selection to begin with, and is the thought process behind the selection. They needed someone who could produce when called upon in their rookie season. Zay Flowers and Jordan Addison were very obviously more NFL ready than Quentin Johnston, who disappeared at times for TCU of all people in college. And that's where the big issue is here. On paper, it looked great. We'll draft Quentin. We'll give him time to develop. Bada boom, bada bing. We're good. But the problem is they oversold themselves. Did the Chargers really think that the first 3 receivers in the depth chart were going to stay completely healthy? Keenan Allen's over 30. Mike Williams is the most injury-prone receiver in the league. Joshua Palmer has suffered some injuries. And guess what? It's football. Injuries happen. To try to pretend like, and that's kind of a overall philosophy with the Chargers. I think that's hurt them in the past too. It's almost like, man, this team's great if just no injuries happen. Of course injuries are going to happen. It's football. I would always say that in the offseason when fans would be like, and we're not going to have injuries like last year. Yes, we are. They happen. They might not be as extreme as last year. It might not debilitate the roster like last year, but they're gonna happen. And there was gonna be a time frame, whether it be the whole season like it is or a month-long stretch, where Quentin Johnson was going to have to step up, and he wasn't the guy to do that in his first season. And that's the problem. Does this mean his whole total future is shot? Not at all. Does it mean that it's a bad pick for the Chargers based on what they need now and in the future? Yes, because guess what? Zay Flowers and Jordan Addison could have produced this year, and they also have high ceilings. It's not like it's one or the other. It's not like, hey, if we take Flowers or Addison, they'll produce more this year, but they'll be worse in the future than Quentin Johnson. No, they'll probably still be better because they're better right now. And yeah, Quentin Johnson might have the highest ceiling of all these guys just because of his physical traits, but I would rather take the immediate impact of a Zay Flowers or Jordan Addison with 90% of QJ's ceiling that he only has a 20% chance of reaching. So that's the logic of the pick. And it's the same thing with the linebacker. Nothing against Dan Henley. I think he's a good player. I think he'll blossom into a good linebacker. But the Chargers needed tight end help, and Darnell Washington was there for them. And what did they do? They drafted a linebacker. They ignored tight end. And now everyone's talking about how horrible the blocking tight ends are in LA. And it's a problem. Linebacker's a lot easier to replace than tight end. They could have signed a veteran, I don't know, like Drew Tranquil maybe for $3 million next year on the open market. You know, there's really good guys that are available for $3 million. Like you can get someone as good as Kaiser White for $3 million. You know, it's really hard to find for $3 million, a good tight end. You know who's a free agent after this season? Gerald Everett. You know who's not going to step up and be the tight end one after Gerald Everett leaves? Trey McKitty, who might not even be on the team next year. So the drafting philosophy the last 2 years has been just appalling. It's not even the players themselves haven't produced, and I get that, and that's frustrating. It's the philosophy. I try not to get upset with the players. I try to get upset at the philosophy because the Chargers have drafted like a team that had the luxury of waiting, the luxury of a draft class in 2022 where they could draft guys who aren't ready, Isaiah Spiller, JT Woods, you name them, and develop them. And the only one that's kind of developed is Jasir Taylor, and he hasn't been playing that well. The ignorance this year to be like, oh, we'll just draft guys for the future besides Tuli Tuipulotu, who was kind of a pick for the future as is because he was supposed to be the Khalil Mack replacement, and he's forced the coaching staff's hand to play him more, and he's played great. So it's that, you know, yes, the draft is about building the long-term future of the team, but this team always seems to ignore the short-term problems that could be fixed with a rookie that will still also help the future. That's my frustrations. Quentin Johnson rant over. Let's get into the picks for week 7. Look, it's been 2 weeks, so you might have forgotten, but I've been terrible this year. I went 1-5 last time, and I lost the Raiders pick, obviously, you know, because the Chargers beat the Raiders. I lost all the props. I lost my favorite, the Chiefs, -9.5. That was the game where they only beat the Jets by 3. So this week, we're trying to get it back. We're 8-16 on the year, minus 8.7 units. We need a 6-0 week. If we have a 6-0 week with our third prop, we'll be back to even. Wipe our hands. Chargers back to 500 if they win. Wipe our hands, and we go. My picks this week. My favorite of the week, 49ers -7. They're -104 against the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, there's injuries, but this Minnesota Vikings team is so bad. People have forgotten because the injury was 2 weeks ago instead of last week that Justin Jefferson is injured and not playing. You know, everyone's looking at the McCaffrey and Debo injuries and forgetting that Kirk's biggest weapon is not in this game. And the 49ers, it kind of doesn't matter who's available. They've always shown the ability to just get guys open, whether it's Brandon Ayuk, whether it's a random running back you've never heard of. And they're coming off a loss. They're hungry, and I think they're going to win. Teams that are coming off a loss and are favorites, coming off a loss in which they are favorites, are 17-7-3 against the spread. The 49ers fit this trend. I love them against the Minnesota Vikings. My dog of the week, another team that fits this trend, a favorite last week that lost, the Atlanta Falcons, +2.5 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers kind of had their run. I think it's weird with the Bucs because everyone expected it to be terrible. They weren't as bad as everyone thought in the beginning of the season, and now they're getting a little overrated. I think it's the classic case of like a not that great team coming out of the gates hot and making everyone a believer, and then they'll eventually kind of, you know, suck as the season goes along, and then we'll be looking back in January like, wow, remember when we thought the Bucs actually had a chance to make the playoffs? I could be wrong. That's how I evaluate the Bucs. So I'm going to take Falcons +2.5. I think Desmond Ridder will probably not be better than last week. I don't like Desmond Ridder, but hey, who knows? My Chargers Chiefs pick, as you may know, Chiefs -5.5. Reverse jinx. Chiefs are going to win by 6. Come on now. Don't even have to think about it. I really hope the Chargers win by like 20. But let's be honest. Chiefs are going to win by 5.5. Winning by 6. Don't even have to worry about it. You know, totally not a reverse jinx by me. My 3 props for the game. All quarterback kind of adjacent. First prop, Justin Herbert, over 1.5 passing touchdowns, -130. This is a prop that's usually like -220 because Herbert's one of the best quarterbacks in the league and he throws a lot of passing touchdowns. But because he's been kind of stinky a little bit the last 2 weeks because of the injuries and the defenses he's playing, and the fact that the Chiefs have a good defense, there's only 30 points worth of juice in -130, and I think that's just way too good of a line to pass up on. There's very few times in Justin Herbert's career you'll ever get him at -130 for over 1.5 passing touchdowns. And yes, it's a good defense, and yes, Austin Eckler might find the end zone after not finding the end zone last week, just statistically based. But I can't pass up on that low of a number for Justin Herbert over 1.5 passing touchdowns, because if you lose, you're not paying that much juice. But we're not going to lose. Well, maybe, because the Chiefs won by 6. I don't know. This whole reverse jinx thing is getting me confused. Second pick, Patrick Mahomes, under 26.5 rushing yards. On paper, the over for Mahomes seems perfect. The Chargers just let Dak Prescott run for a long touchdown. Mahomes always scrambles, and he always makes guys miss. And historically, against the Chargers, he's broken their backs in big moments with scrambles. This has been a really good pass rush for the Chargers, and I think this number is getting inflated because of the Dak game where most of the yards came on one quarterback read. I think this is a point of emphasis for the Chargers, is not letting Mahomes scramble. They don't have a Tyreek Hill they have to worry about, so maybe we get more QB spy with Kenneth Murray or one of the athletic guys in the defense. And the Chargers have a good pass rush, so they'll be able to get pressure on Mahomes and at least keep some of these, coverage scrambles, for lack of a better word, from happening. So I'm gonna go with the under 26.5. I think that number should probably be around like 18.5, and maybe then I would flirt with the over, because maybe he finishes with like 20 to 24 rushing yards. But 26.5 just seems way too high. I like the value. That's -115. Finally, the third and final prop of the week, I'm going Joshua Palmer, anytime touchdown scorer, plus 275. Mike Williams is a guy who historically dominates the Kansas City Chiefs. Isn't playing in this game. There's going to be a lot of focus on Keenan Allen, and I think Josh Palmer steps up in that Mike Williams light role. Palmer's been really good when they throw him the ball. He should have had a touchdown against the Cowboys, but it got called back for a ineligible man downfield that didn't really matter. Like, it didn't impact the play at all. That's not why he scored the touchdown. So I think he finds the end zone here. I think he steps up in that Mike Williams type role for the Chargers, and he catches at least one of Herbert's 2+ passing touchdowns. Those are my 6 picks of the week. Hopefully I go 5-1 and win them all, and then lose the Chiefs -5.5 because the Chargers went outright. But actually, no, Chiefs are going by 6 because it's totally not a reverse jinx. That's all I got for you guys. I'm going to be back every week. Last week was a fluke, a snafu. Not going to happen again. You have my word, because I just love doing it. I love talking to the Charger Chat guys, and I love kind of having an outlet to ramble a little bit about Quentin Johnson in the draft class. Until next time, let's get back to the Charger Chat guys.
All right, Mr. Reed. We'll let you miss last week because obviously there was some confusion, but you just get on your A game, buddy. That's all we're saying.
You may have to renegotiate your contract and pay you none more.
We might have to draft somebody next year in the first round that can produce some better results.
We kid.
Okay. So the idea of a bust, I think the difficulty with Quentin Johnson bust talk is there's no, what is your definition of a bust, right? What are we going based off of? I did a quick little sweet Google search. Here's what they tell us. A draft bust is a highly touted or highly selected draftee who does not meet expectations.
Okay.
He's meeting my expectations. We didn't draft him to be the dude this year. Mm-hmm. So it's the fact that he's not put up 600 yards of offense. That's not what no one expected him to do that. Just like Mr. Reedy said, it's that's not what we brought him in here to do. The expectation was he was to sit here next year. If he doesn't start to develop at the end of this year into next year, then you can maybe consider talking that bust talk. But even if you label someone a bust, doesn't mean they can't bounce back and be good again. Maybe they're not meeting expectations right now, but that doesn't mean they're always going to not meet those expectations.
Exactly. Yeah, we are still so much more football to come. So many more opportunities. What was that?
Somebody's playing marbles upstairs, I think. That was wild. It sounded like Indiana Jones when the ball was rolling above me. Holy shit.
All right.
Too many kids.
Too many kids. I don't know. Somebody did that. I don't know who it was.
It's probably Josie.
Probably Josie. My wife just rolling stuff above the podcast.
Time's up.
All right, honey. Loud and clear.
At the sound of the rolling marble, your time is up. But yeah, so some great bet lines there as well, Mr. Reedy. So thank you for giving us another awesome bold beat, Jason. We really appreciate it. And that's basically going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. But before we go, we've got some bolt predictions to make. So before Kyle gets pulled away by
they're screaming like crazy right now. My Poor sister-in-law's out there trying to hold down the fort. It's not working.
Nice.
Let's get these bold predictions out.
All right, I'll go first.
Please.
Just to get it done. It's 55-17 Chargers.
Yes.
And my call is Quentin Johnston gets his first regular season touchdown.
God, come on.
I like it. I like it.
Kevin?
I'm gonna go 28-24 Chargers.
Okay.
And I think Justin Herbert's going to throw 4 touchdowns. One of them being like a little screen to Austin that he takes it in the fourth quarter.
I would like that. Yes. And I'm going to say 24-18. And I'm going to say that Darius Davis runs one back for a touchdown. Punt return touchdown. So
nice.
I like it.
What if all 3 of those, well, not the scores, but all 3 of our predictions come true?
I love it.
That would be amazing.
And my score.
And Kyle's
Deal.
score. It has to be Kyle's score.
Or just 4. I'll take 4 Quentin QJ touchdowns. He just comes out hot.
Yeah, like Khalil Mack doesn't get a sack until that one game thing.
Then he has 6. Yeah,
exactly.
Johnston.
Exactly.
It's been
4.
quiet all season. It gets 4 touchdowns.
I'll show
300
you-
yards, 4
I'll show
touchdowns.
you a bust.
Yeah.
Bust all over
face.
his cheese.
That's gonna do it for us here at Charger Chat.
Sorry.
Folks, don't
You
forget
could cut
to
that out
bolt
if you
up.
need to.
Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.